Derik, Arneson, City Commission. My motivation is to run for City Commission has been for many years. I've sort of been sitting as it every time it comes up for election, thinking, well, could I do this and should I do this? And this year was just sort of one of those tipping points. It was like I've been talking about it, thinking about it for many years, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? Why not try? Let's see what you can do. You'll never know if you don't try. So I decided I'd just throw my hat in the ring and see what would happen. So the thing that's probably prepared me the most for the City Commission is I've been doing IT my entire professional life. IT, you start out in support, so it's triage. You're meeting people at probably their worst moment when they're frustrated. You're learning how to de-escalate the situation and then how to solve their problems. Beyond that, I moved into project management. Project management, you're trying to bring all these different groups together from different areas and different skill sets and different backgrounds and make them work to a common goal. And then you make sure that they're moving forward in the same direction. And it's difficult, but rewarding thing to do so when that happens and everything comes together on the project management side. And I think those two skills, the knowledge of how to de-escalate, how to bring different groups together, and how to work through a common goal is really going to help with working with the City Commission. My top three priorities for the City of Fargo. One is I really would like to look at the infrastructure tax, if it gets passed again and continues, to see if there's a way that we could possibly expand that to help ease more issues with specials. That is, to me, seems to be a kind of a big issue in certain areas where, at least publicly perceived, we need to change either the perception of it or the way we're dealing with them, because it can hit certain families really hard, especially with fixed income or as we expand out into new areas in the green space. So that'd be one of them. Another one would be I really want to try to do as much as I can to facilitate the change to a award system. I would really like to see Fargo have local representation of neighborhoods. I don't like the fact that City Commission right now, you're running for this entire town. I live in Hawthorne, I'm in an old neighborhood. I know what this neighborhood needs. I know what the infrastructure needs are in an old neighborhood. I don't know what needs necessarily a neighborhood wants and needs out south in a new development. So I think having that local representation in a award system would be extremely advantageous. Number three, I think we really need to get politics out of the City Commission for the most part. It's supposed to be a nonpartisan role. It's a role where management, where we're overseeing the city, we're managing how the city is moving forward, how we're dealing with the budget and so on like that. There's been a lot of things that I think we could pull out of there emotional wise and just move forward as a community as a whole and do the best we can for Fargo and the citizens of Fargo. The biggest challenge for Fargo in 5 years is probably going to be managing the growth. We have been seeing a lot of growth in Fargo, especially in the downtown redevelopment areas and some of the outgoing areas. A lot of mixed use facilities going in where we have apartments and businesses below. And a lot of them seem to be in situations, we seem to outpace the desire and the need for these. So in a lot of senses, I think we need to find a way we can balance that out better. I think we need to find a way where we can increase the more affordable housing in Fargo. I recently just sold the house I first bought. It should be a starter home. Its value when I sold it was way outside of what I think a starter home should have been. When I bought it initially, it was within a starter home range, and I think we've just sort of outpriced ourselves for new families coming in. And if we can't get new families to come in, we're really going to struggle keeping that workforce here. So I think that's a really important thing, and I think if we could find ways to balance that and get builders to still be profitable and build these more affordable homes, I think that's going to be the biggest challenge and one of the biggest things that Fargo can do to really succeed, make ourselves succeed in the future. So. Like I said in the beginning, why I ran is I've never done this before. I'm not someone who's ran for office before. I'm not well known. I know this, but at the same time, you can look at it as I'm a citizen of Fargo. I've been here my whole life. I want to see Fargo succeed. I was so happy as the downtown revitalization happened 20 some years ago. I was people downtown when it was in the 90s and everything, and it was run down. It was not as nice. It was seeing that change has been great, and I want to make sure that continues to happen. And I think as someone who's not been in the system as long, but more watching outside, I might have a unique perspective, and I might be able to bring that to the table. So.